Attention all wrestling fans, get ready for the ultimate fan experience at the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup in Los Angeles, California from March 30th through April 2nd. This event will bring together the biggest event in wrestling and your favorite podcast, as well as diehard fans from all over the world. This is the perfect opportunity for fans to connect and celebrate their love of the sport as well as their love of us. So mark your calendars, grab your tickets, and get ready to suck it and join us live. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience of the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup weekend in LA. And if you're not a wrestling fan, there will be other YouTube creator events, including a trip to the brand new Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. So listen to World Class Bullshitters Live for more updates, and for more information, email worldclassbs@mail.com. Thebestmail.com, jabroni.
The following is a World Class Bullshitters exclusive.
It's here, that dreaded F word. Not fudge. No, the one that follows a superhero film. Flop? Fail? No, we're talking about the other one. The F word. Fatigue. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is out and it's performing miserably. Sounds like performing isn't the right word for this motion picture. Shazam! Fury of the Gods has one of the worst openings in the history of the DCEU, hell, of all comic book films. Let's play a little game. On a budget of anywhere from $110 to $125 million, Shazam! Fury of the Gods brought in how much? $60 million? Oh no. $50 million. This ain't 2019. $45 million. Nope. $40 million. Lower. $35 million? 30 million? Bingo! Whew, that stings. Shazam! Fury of the Gods opens to dismal $30.5 million domestically. The movie opened to a dismal $30.5 million domestically from 4,071 theaters, well behind the $53.5 million domestic opening of the first Shazam in 2019. Not adjusted for inflation. That's one of the worst starts for a major Hollywood superhero film, as well as one of the worst for a title in the DC cinematic universe, including those released during the pandemic. Fury of the Gods cost at least $110 million to produce before marketing. The news was just as bad overseas, where Fury of the Gods opened to just $35 million from 78 markets, including bombing in China with $4.4 million, for a worldwide start of $65.5 million. In North America, pre-sale tracking had suggested Shazam! Fury of the Gods would open to at least $35 million this weekend. Others believe it had a shot at $40 million. Shazam 2's Rotten Tomatoes critic score is a ho-hum 54%. That compares to a 90% for the 2019 movie. The sequel also receives a more subdued B+ cinema score compared to the A of the first. Families, which play a key role in the first movie's surprise success, remain a challenging movie-going demo in the pandemic era. Fury of the Gods is the 12th installment in the DC Extended Universe, and is the first to be released since Warner Bros. Discovery chief David Zaslav tapped James Gunn and Shazam franchise producer Peter Safran to run DC Studios and engineer a complete overhaul. Fury of the Gods also comes as the future of DC characters and actors introduced before Gunn and Safran takeover hang in the balance. Superman actor Henry Cavill, for instance, won't be returning. Levy addressed his future at a Tuesday Hollywood premiere, telling The Hollywood Reporter, "I'm very happy with this movie. I hope it's not my last." It can't be undersold how poorly this movie is doing. As stated, the film's Rotten Tomatoes score is a lot lower this time around. We reviewed the film on TikTok, so check out our thoughts there. Obviously, superhero films are failing to deliver. Ant-Man from Marvel Studios had the single biggest second weekend drop for Marvel. The film is underperforming and failing to make an impact with fans anywhere. However, these two films aren't the first to disappoint. Superhero films have been on the decline as of late in terms of box office. Wakanda Forever failed to reach the same heights as the original. Thor: Love and Thunder made less than Ragnarok. Most of Phase 4 sits at the bottom of the list when you rank all the Marvel films based on their success. The Batman brought in less than Dawn of Justice, and now Shazam! Fury of the Gods brought in less than anyone could even have expected. No one can deny that audiences aren't showing up to the genre the way they used to. We're seeing other billion-dollar films hit, and other genre pictures become profitable, but the superhero film is so expensive, and their profits are so small. For the last few years, there have been articles about each release in the MCU underperforming in the visual department. Of course, everyone remembers the deluge of articles about how bad Ant-Man 3's effects were. Do you remember the ones trying to excuse Wakanda Forever's terrible effects? How about the ones criticizing Doctor Strange 2's effects? How about the ones explaining why the Eternals look terrible? Or those ones just criticizing the MCU as a whole? This is a more recent problem. The visuals used to be the selling point in the superhero film because the superhero comics are a visual feast for the eyes. The films used to pride themselves on bringing to life these static comic images. Now the films suffer from the same visual sameness and poor quality. This all comes from the fact that they're not as profitable as they once were. Quality is subjective, but audiences have picked up on the lack of it in the newer films, and the box office is suffering, killing the genre. Deadline theorizes that Shazam's inability to fly at the box office has largely to do with the fact that there's no want to see among core DC fans in regards to this sequel. It's not part of a connective tissue in the DC universe, nor was it ever, and that's a problem that DC boss James Gunn and Peter Safran are looking to fix. They've been very public about laying out their new multiverse, and it was never made certain that Shazam would be a definite part of their Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. The exclusion of Shazam has taken away the sheen of what would be a standalone, crowd-pleasing movie. Again, not a must-see movie for DC fans. In fact, one of the reasons why Shazam was developed over at New Line was because it was a lighter comedy project, an outlier to the gravitas of Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Aquaman. While Gunn and Safran don't want to simply toss away the character played by Zachary Levi, the actor made it clear to Deadline at the sequel's world premiere that there's a threequel. It all comes down to what the people want. So yes, DC has a plan moving forward, but will that matter to the audience who spent time and money on inferior films with no plan? Gunn and Safran have to prove themselves to audiences on their first film out, because if that doesn't work this time, DC, outside of Batman, is dead on film. Oh, and don't think I forgot about Black Adam. Okay, I did, just like everyone else did. Sorry, Rock. So I want to know what you think of this. What did you think of Shazam's historic flop? 3 questions for today. 1. Did you like the first Shazam? 2. Did you even know the second Shazam is coming out? And 3. Would you see it? Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you want to hear our thoughts and opinions, go to our TikTok page where I reviewed it walking home. It's about a 7 to 8 minute video, and you can hear my mostly spoiler-free review over on TikTok. But the superhero film is dying, and it's sad. We don't take pleasure in reporting this. It's just very clear that they don't put as much effort into these films, and they're a dying breed, just like every other genre. Eventually, a genre picture becomes like Old Yeller, and it's time to tie the superhero film to a tree, and well, most of us just aren't ready for that. So, folks, let us know what you think down in the comments below. And if you want more WCBS, including coming to hang out with us, well then join us for the WrestleMania meetup here in Los Angeles, California. On Thursday, March 30th, we're going to be meeting at Joe's Pizza down in Santa Monica at 1 p.m. We're going to hang out, eat some pizza, go to the beach, look at some collectibles, check out the pier. I'm taking you to where Grand Theft Auto 5 takes place, so if you've ever played that game and you've wondered about the pier, that's where we're going to go for lunch. Now on Friday, meet us at noon at Universal Studios, where we'll go to the new Super Mario World, Super Nintendo Land even, if you will, and we'll spend the rest of the day in the park hanging out, so just look for some guys in World Class Bullshitters t-shirts. It's kind of going to be hard to miss us. And then that weekend is WrestleMania. We're going to be tailgating, hanging out at SoFi Stadium. We might even have some beer from El Segundo Brewing Company, the people that make the fine Stone Cold Steve Austin lager. So you can join us for that and more. And folks, if you don't like wrestling, like we said, there's a ton of stuff to do beyond wrestling. So be here, folks. That's our biggest meetup until September, where we'll be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. So until then, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, be on your way here on those dates, but always be excellent to each other. Again, seriously, I forgot about Black Adam completely. That is not the sign of a good film.